So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. As you can see, I got the iPhone 8 right here, and today's video I want to talk about, should you buy iPhone 8 now? Like, is it worth buying, or should you just wait for this thing? And I just actually picked up another one. You might have remembered on the channel a while back I had a smaller iPhone 8 just like this, the iPhone 8 Gray. And don't get this confused with my should you buy iPhone 8 Plus. This is a totally different phone. I actually put my SIM card in here because I've been enjoying using this iPhone 8 for the past couple of days as more of a less distracting phone, a one-handed phone, a phone that you can use on the move quite easily. And so should we buy it right now? I mean, we all know the benefits of iPhone 8. It does have an incredible, size form factor if you like smaller size. It has the classic iPhone design with the home button here at the bottom, Touch ID. But is it really worth buying at $200 or so? There's a lot of competition on the market. And for me, if you want an iPhone and you want it really cheap right now, absolutely, it's worth buying. So a while back, I used that iPhone 8 trade-in to trade in for the iPhone XR as a trade-in proposition, and I got like 300 bucks for it. But I can see why this phone is still appealing or why people might have held on. First of all, this phone is very fast. So in terms of speed, A11 Bionic chipset in here, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and iOS 13.3.1 available. I'm about to update it right now. I got the little red dot or the little red bubble there telling me do the update. It's just a very fast phone to use right now, even though it's a couple years back now. 2017, I believe this launched. The next reason why this might be worth buying right now is that the phone still feels pretty nice in the hand. We have aluminum sides, glass back, so not too far off, your most premium devices in 2020. Some of them are still launching with glass backs and aluminum sides, so iPhone 8 doesn't feel cheap whatsoever due to that glass back. However, a lot of people have said, I don't really like the glass back, and I can understand where you're coming from because that's a more fragile material that could crack easily here for iPhone 8. So in terms of the display, the iPhone 8, the display is good. It's an LCD Retina. It's not the best on the market, and it's not perfectly bezel-less. It actually has pretty chunky bezels, but one great thing about the iPhone 8 is that it's an LCD display with pretty good sharpness, especially because it's crammed down on a smaller display. You don't really notice that it's like not the sharpest on the market. It also has 3D Touch, which is a really nice feature that went away with the newer iPhone. So there is benefits to the display, especially the compact size, and I think it's going to be a big reason why a lot of people are going to jump on that SE2 iPhone 9. And again, the price point of that phone coming up is going to be very similar to this. So is it worth waiting is a question, and the answer is maybe. If you want a better camera and better battery life and definitely longer lasting performance, and you can keep your phone long term, then I would definitely wait for the next version, the iPhone 9, the SE2. Now when it comes to camera, this one definitely is a little bit behind now. The camera, actually, I'm not very impressed at all by the iPhone 8 anymore, except for the fact that it does 4K 60 video. It's struggling a bit for me in low light, meaning that I need good lighting to get a really good photo quality or video quality out of this phone, and you can definitely see these differences between comparing this to the newer phones. Credible applications can improve the camera in the App Store, but the camera itself, the hardware, is definitely feeling dated. It's a single lens, first of all. Second of all, there's a single lens iPhone XR that has a much better camera than this, as is the iPhone 11. So this is a big reason to wait. So if you're looking for a great camera update, iPhone 8, you should wait, not buy this and get the iPhone 9. Now, battery life, definitely on the iPhone 8 is something of a mixed bag. For some people, it's going to be terrible. For some people, I think it's going to be just fine because I'm able, as a light user of this particular phone, I don't go heavy on the iPhone 8. I like the form factor. I like the non-distracting feel of iPhone 8. I don't really go heavy on this one. So I'm able to get through the day with low power mode on. Now, some people with this phone definitely not getting anywhere near past the day. If this is your only computing device and you're going heavy on iPhone 8, this is going to be a problem, I think, for you. It's a small 1800 or so milliamp hour battery in here. Nothing to write home about, nothing to be super impressed about. Audio quality, I do like with this phone. I don't like that it doesn't have headphone jack, but again, this phone does have good outside stereo speakers. But this phone does have good stereo speakers, one on the top, one on the bottom, and for that reason, I do like the audio performance. It actually sounds quite good. Speakerphone calls are good on this phone. Now when it comes to software with the iPhone 8, this is a great thing about it, still being updated. It's going to get iOS 14, pretty certain about that, and still simple, but I actually love iOS on a smaller device. I don't know about you, but I just think iOS just performs beautifully. It's beautiful on a smaller phone. I think when you start getting into larger devices, I start to crave things like split screen. I start to crave, more multitasking features and just things that can take advantage of the larger display. But when you put it on a phone this compact, this is where iOS shines. Super simple, small, lightweight, gets out of the way. This is where it's at, I think, on iOS. So definitely a good reason to get either iPhone 8 or just wait. Now when it comes to colors, Apple's selling in silver, space gray, and gold. You can actually buy it right now at the Apple stores. You can also get it in red if you know where to look, and of course you can do some modifications and change the color yourself. But for me, I actually like this gold color. It's pretty unique to the iPhone 8. This was the iPhone 8's, special color of the year, but you can basically go whatever color you want. I didn't really like the space gray version I had. It looks a little bit dull in comparison to this one, so yeah, it's really down to some pretty simple colors like silver, gold, or space gray, but if you know where to look, you can find that special edition red version that did launch. And so that brings me on to my conclusion and price of iPhone 8. So price at Apple stores right now, I don't think is a good deal whatsoever. Unless you can do a trade-in on your older phone, get a couple $100s off, it's a solid deal. This phone for me is for the average user. It's for someone who doesn't crave a better camera, doesn't crave better battery life, wants the cheapest, most solid iPhone they can get. This is one of the best right now. I know the iPhone 10 exists, but the iPhone 10 is like way more than this right now. It's like $200 to $300 more depending on where you look. So for me, the iPhone 10 is not really in the equation if your budget's around $200 to $300. I actually picked this one up and it's in excellent mint condition on Swappa for like 215 bucks. So I couldn't see any 10s at that price point. So yeah, for the average user, if you're just someone who's like, you know what, I just need a better iPhone. I have a 6, I have a 7, I just want a better iPhone, but I really don't want the latest iPhone. The iPhone 8's a solid pickup. I still think it's got a couple of software updates left, maybe even 3 if Apple pushes it. Now, if you're the person who's like, I love my 7, I just want to wait for the 9, I just want to wait for the SE2, I want the better camera, I want long-lasting battery life, I want the A13 processor, I'm just not paying for the newer iPhones, I'm not a fan of the newer iPhones, I don't like the design, I like the classic iPhone, you definitely should probably just wait, because if you like what the iPhone 8 is, but you want more in this internals, then that's for you. So yeah, if you're the average user, it's worth buying. What do you guys think? Are you gonna buy the iPhone 8 right now? Do you have one? Are you holding on and you're actually upgrading? Let us know down below. I'm really curious to know because the iPhone 8 still sits on Apple Store shelves. You can go walk in the Apple Store, play with iPhone 8, buy an iPhone 8 right now. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well and peace.